Alrighty, well, how's everyone doing today?
Doing
Yeah,
good.
pretty good, pretty good.
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad. Yourself?
Not doing bad. Just in the middle. I don't know if the rest of you are doing it, but I'm actually playing on Last Island while recording this. As you could hear in the last episode, I got my audio toned down this time.
I didn't want to say anything.
I'm just breeding my Amargosauruses, getting ready for boss fights.
Nice. Just doing a bit of decorating.
Well, Kraken, take it away. This is your show. Kraken's muted. Never mind. I'll
muted
I'll take
himself.
over in his place until he's back. I did want to get into some topics, but let's just... last episode we talked about what got us into Ark and everything, and our first experience with it. Stevie, what's all that to you?
What got me into Ark?
Yeah, and like, what was your first experience when you played it?
Well, to be honest with you, I never actually... When I first played Ark, I never played it as a survival game. Like, my sort of... Back in the day, I was sort of setting my ways of like glitches, exploits. So I actually found a couple for Ark, and that's what I uploaded to my channel. I wasn't really interested in Let's Playing. And then I believe I don't know if you guys know his name, Typical Gamer.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I saw him play Ark with a couple of his friends, and I was like, whoa, hold on. I'm playing it, but I'm not playing it. It looks pretty good, like. So I thought, I'm gonna have a go. And I come on to King Daddy D-Mac and watched his and all that. And I was like, yeah, actually, this looks pretty good. So just started sort of playing, fell in love with it, and well, the rest is history, really. I started a Let's Play with a couple of friends on Xbox, and here I am today.
That's about the same as what the rest of it. Oh, I mean, when I played it, I watched thousands of hours worth of videos before I even started playing it, and so I kind of knew what I was doing. But watching people play it and then playing it yourself are two completely different things.
Yeah, I totally agree. Definitely.
Well, so what are some of the YouTubers that you watched or do still watch?
Who, me?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. God, I mean, Syntac, I didn't start watching Syntac till... Oh, God, he was playing on the island, but I think it was like his season 2 or something. So I was quite late to the scene with Syntac. Probably the longest I've been watching is probably Timmy Carbine. Don't know if you guys have heard of Australian YouTuber Timmy Carbine.
Nope, never heard of it.
No.
I have not, no.
Okay, so he has created a couple of mods for Ark as well, which I have showcased on my channel plenty of times. But I used to watch his videos for his Let's Play, his building. He kind of inspired me to sort of start building and broadening my horizons and sort of just getting into... he like helped me get a PC, so I got into PC Ark, which PC Master Race. But yeah, so it just sort of stemmed from a couple of other YouTubers. Unfortunately, Timmy don't do Ark anymore, but like I don't really have time to sit and watch everybody's video. Like, so probably Syntac is the only one I've sort of stuck with, sort of Let's Play wise, really, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty similar to kind of what I do as well. I used to watch all the Slipgators and King Daddy D-Max, and there's so many Ark guys these days, but Syntac is the only one I'll consistently watch, especially with like his Ultimate Ark series. That's really cool watching him do that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, a very commendable challenge on his part.
Definitely, and it works for him, you know. Like he doesn't.
Yeah.
He sometimes he'll upload how-tos or every new creature in the game, but you know, obviously his main audience is his Let's Plays, and it works for him. So, you know, fair play to Syntac Knight. Yeah, he's doing really, really well. So, I mean, everyone is. You know, you got your bigger guys, you got your smaller guys. Everyone is just the art community is just, you know, it's a really sort of decent community. Everyone comes together. Everyone congratulates everyone on, you know, making the crunch or getting a retweet by Ark or whatever it looks like. You know, everyone comes. There's no sort of, oh, I'm better than you, you're better than me. There's nothing like that, which I really like about the community.
Yeah, you know, now that you say that, you know, Ark does have a pretty open, welcoming community.
Well, you're gonna get your toxic folk, ain't you? I mean, every community's got toxic folk. But
you look at games like God, the Halo community. As much as I love Halo, they can be ridiculous sometimes. You know, I'm probably gonna get shot at for saying that.
Cancel crack on Twitter.
Cancel cracking on Twitter. I'd appreciate it if you didn't, but I understand either way.
Probably not as bad as I've never actually played Halo.
Oh,
I've never played it either.
I'll just
fire on Kraken.
Oh man,
we can always touch on Vin Diesel's breedability and color regions.
I
always love moving into Vin Diesel topics.
I think it's good where it is.
Oh, what? You guys don't want to talk about Vin Diesel anymore?
I don't think Vin Diesel wants to heal himself about getting breeded in Ark.
Well, we didn't know what his color regions are from when we go for mutations. How am I supposed to do a boss run without knowing this information?
60 Vin
Imagine
Diesels.
a boss run with
Vin Diesel.
Pulls up in his old car from Fast and Furious 1.
He's got a vehicle like the Tech Land Cruiser.
Yeah.
I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
The broodmother's strong, but not as strong as family.
I live my
30
life
Vin Diesels pour out of the car like a clown car.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be hilarious.
I just imagine a baby Vin Diesel carrying him around like a backpack.
Oh, that's so. I love imagining Vin Diesel in Ark too. I really do. It's one of my favorite. It's one of the things I'm most excited for to see how he's implemented.
Yeah.
You guys played Conan Exiles, right?
I have not played a lot of it, but I've seen a lot of it.
No. I'm pretty slack in gaming. I tend to stick to one or two games, and that's about it for me, really.
That's usually what I do as well, but I did play Conan Exiles for like a month, and I really enjoyed it, but then I just stopped playing. I don't know why. But it was really fun.
Well, so Conan doesn't really play a big part in the game, though it's named after him. He is in the game, but he is more of like a character you just walk up to and talk to, and then he's like, all right, go do this, after giving you like an hour-long speech. The talking in that game is ridiculous. They talk for so long.
Oh, wow.
But he doesn't really play any big part in the game, which is what I think Vin Diesel's going to end up doing. He's just going to be a side character you talk to every once in a while.
Well, here's a good segue into one of the topics. Do you think Ark 2 is going to have like a campaign, like on top of the big sandbox?
I think there could be some unanswered questions that the die-hard fans probably would like answers to. Like,
yeah, cutscenes, story mode, and
yeah, and when is it set? Do we know when it's set?
I believe it's the lifeboat from Genesis 2 crash landed on that planet in the attic.
Yeah, because at the very end of Gen 2,
I don't know,
we see Vin
like
Diesel.
timeline-wise, right? You don't know, like, okay, is this immediately afterwards? Is this thousands of years later? But I think, it is the most recent event on the Ark timeline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So speaking on the campaign, when Ark 2 was announced, they said that it was an open world survival sandbox game, which I don't know if that means it's gonna have a campaign. I think it's gonna turn out like Ark 1, where Ark 1 didn't really have a campaign to begin with, but it had lore, but then it actually turned into a campaign amongst the 5 main maps or 6 main maps that we got. That they just kind of kept adding on to.
I think Wildcard would be stupid not to.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are expecting some sort of start to finish.
Like single-player campaign experience.
Yeah.
I think if they don't... Like, that's a really big selling point for a sequel, you know? Like, Vin Diesel, full campaign, you know, cutscenes, big flashy cinematics and stuff. But if you don't kind of have that, then it's like, well, it's gonna feel kind of soft in comparison. I don't know. I mean, because you think with games like other survival-y type games, you know, a lot of them started off just like Ark, but most of them don't make it as far as Ark. You know, Ark has become like a total AAA experience, you know, $60 game, tons of DLCs and whatnot.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, to dive back into Conan's kind of the same way. They don't have like they don't have like your basic missions, you know, go heal, do this. They have, because it's an open world survival game, and basically they have all these bosses spread out across the map that are in these named areas that you just stumble across. You don't really get hints as to where to go unless you look it up. But they did the same thing, kind of like what Ark does. You have to go kill these bosses, get this item, go to the next boss, kill that one, get this item. Eventually, once you kill all the bosses, there's like 8 or 9, you get this. You're gonna make this special item that lets you take the bracelet off that is keeping you there, and then you just walk out into the desert. And I don't know. That's the end of the game. At least for the main one. I don't know about the DLC.
Yeah.
Welcome, Blue.
Do we have a newcomer? Yeah, indeed. Cool.
Yeah, welcome.
Oh, hey, everyone.
Hey, Blue, you all right?
Yeah, doing good. How about y'all?
Yeah,
Pretty
not
good,
too bad.
pretty
Thank
good.
you. Not too bad.
Not too shabby.
Well, introduce yourself to the people.
Yeah, no pressure.
No pressure. You're on camera.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, hey, I'm Blue Dragon, and I guess Ark is what kind of got me started into gaming and gaming communities and stuff like that. So, yeah. I love dinos.
I've known
Don't we
Blue
all?
for like, what's it been, 4 years? 4 or 5 years now? 3 years, I'd say.
That you've been playing Ark for? Or?
No, that's how long I've known Blue for. I've been playing Ark since it came out in 2015.
Same. That's when I picked it up. Was that summer?
Yeah.
I picked it up the following summer, 2016.
Yeah, I think I got into it about 2016. Back on the old Xbox days.
Yeah, the old Xbox days.
Yeah.
Which are still the current days for me, but hey, you know, even though I have Ark on PC and have a nice high-end PC, I'll be sitting there on the couch like, yeah, I'll play some Ark and not boot up the PC and just load it on the Xbox.
Since I started playing Ark on PC, I tried to play it the other day on my Xbox when my wife and I were just sitting on the couch, and I couldn't do it. I powered through, but it's difficult.
When you hit those nice 60 FPS values with the nice HD textures and then go back to potato Ark, 5-minute load times, it's rough.
I mean, I play on the Xbox One X. I hear the Series X is fantastic. I only have the One X though, but yeah, even then, it's difficult to play on.
I mean, I'm still playing on PlayStation, so
yeah,
I really got to experience.
I
mean, I played a little bit on PC.
You didn't get to experience a crispness.
Yeah, I think my kid plays on the Xbox One X version, and I don't know how she does it. And she even goes into like the commands line center, and she'll like manually type in all these spawn commands to bring her dinos in. I'm like, how do you do that without a keyboard?
It's challenging, I'll tell you that, because I do that same thing too, and you have to sit there and it takes like 2 minutes to type one command. It's awful.
Yeah, luckily with Xbox, I don't know if you can do it on PlayStation, but with Xbox, if you have the Xbox app on either a phone or tablet and it's connected to the same Wi-Fi that the Xbox is on, you can actually use your phone as the keyboard to type that stuff out. And then you can copy and paste stuff over too, which is super nice.
From like the wiki pages and stuff, yeah. I actually played Ark so much back in the day specifically, I bought one of those little controller keyboards just for admin commands.
Yes.
And
yes, I have one.
I was so disappointed because at least the one I had just sucked.
Yeah,
It was just
good.
it would like double click keys and it would like be just so unresponsive.
Oh wow.
Amazon version.
Yep.
Yeah, I've gotten to the point where I can type commands extremely fast on the PlayStation. It's a little bit scary. But because I've been doing it like for ages now. Almost all my videos required me to have some spawn command stuff because they're, you know, like different ranking videos and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of commands I'm having to do.
Understandable.
Alrighty, topic time. Actually, Blue, what do you? So we talked about it already. What do you think about Vin Diesel being in Arc 2?
I think it's cool. I mean, I kind of know of the actor. I don't watch a lot of movies, but my husband has educated me on like James Bond, that one that he acts in. Vin Diesel does. It's that dark. He's like, I don't know what it's called, but he like sees
Is
the
it
night or
Pitch
something.
Black or something?
Yes, that's it. Pitch Black. And so I knew nothing about that, and my husband had to educate me on all these types of movies, and so now I know a little bit more about the actor. But he seems to definitely fit into the role really good.
Oh yeah, no, he rocks that like primal clothing.
Yeah, he
Def-
does.
for
Oh yeah,
sure, for
definitely,
sure.
without a
Yeah.
doubt. It's-
It's either him or Dwayne The Rock Johnson. So
You know, I'd like to see that. Him and
Yeah,
Kevin Hart
I
in
mean-
an Ark movie would be pretty funny.
Yeah, that would be.
Oh, it'd just be pure jokes, wouldn't it?
It'd be like
Yeah, it
would be,
Jumanji,
yeah.
but in Ark, and I'd be all for it. That'd be so funny.
well,
That would be.
you
pretty
guys
hilarious.
saw Jumanji, the first one, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
of course, of course.
Yeah,
When
both of them,
Kevin
of course.
Hart's character gets picked up by that hippo by his backpack. That's how I
Yeah.
imagine it happening, but with a T-Rex instead.
Oh man, that would be so funny. What level
Yeah,
do
that
you
would be
guys
hilarious.
think Vin Diesel's saddle is gonna unlock?
Oh, easy 100. He's gonna be on par with the Titanosaur.
Level
Oh, I
100.
I reckon it's going to be one of them techgrams. You
Yeah,
got to complete
yeah.
the
It's a
first.
tech
Yeah.
grab.
Got a
Vin
tech
Diesel
saddle.
tech saddle confirmed.
Don't tell Loaded Crisis.
Oh
He-
man!
With little
Oh, no.
laser guns that pop out on the side.
Shoots
Vin
lasers
Diesel
out of
Iron
his
Man
nipples.
Don't tell. Did you just hit? Did I just hear what I think I heard?
Ah,
Oh man!
awesome.
Come on, we're all friends here.
I just derail the conversation so hard every time Vin Diesel comes up.
Vin Diesel's got
Just
the
serious.
tech saddle with nipple guns.
It's gonna turn
No,
into
well,
that's unfortunate.
Pugnacia mod.
It's like Iron Man's little chest reactor, but
Yeah.
one on both nipples.
Yeah.
Just a Jaboa face or something.
Yeah. Oh my lord. Imagine
You
like
know,
a
but
Vin-
with the vampire eyes skin, the eyes just light up.
Wow, awesome.
Oh,
Oh, we've
man.
just created our very own character for Arc 2.
Yeah, there we go. Modders, any modders who might be tuning in?
if they
Yeah.
had Vin
We
Diesel,
will accept donations.
if they had Vin Diesel as like a character that moves around the map, they need to add Owen Wilson, and the only thing he yells at you is "Wow" as he chases you through the forest.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
So, what type of
Wow.
character do you think you'll start off as in Arc 2 then? Because it's not going to be, you're not going to be Vin Diesel.
no, no.
Yeah.
So, do you think
Obviously
you're
not.
going to be, or is it going to be like another Beach Bob or a character from original Arc lore? But it's set in the future, isn't it? So, I don't know.
I think probably Beach Bob situation.
Yeah, probably. I mean, obviously with
'Cause-
better character models.
I don't know. what-
Hopefully.
yeah, the character creator in Arc is. I mean, it's a meme at this point, but
Yeah.
it is awful.
But everyone has the same face. There's no way to change your face. That's the only
As
thing.
silly
I had
as
an
it
issue with.
sounds, I wish you could. Obviously, you get like default underwear, don't you?
Yeah.
Like, why can't we just change the color of that? Like, some people like running around in their pants, man. Like,
Yeah. Well, like
but
at
no,
the,
I agree. We should be
beginning-
able to change like characters and facial expressions, and I think that would be pretty cool. I mean, are they using Unreal Engine 5? Is it for Arc 2?
I
Yeah.
believe so. Yeah.
I think.
The world is their oyster, man. Like,
Have you guys played any of Atlas, Wildcard's
Yes.
other game?
no.
I
They-
have not played, 'cause it's not
They do
console.
character creation a lot better, and they have a lot better like emotes and facial expressions and stuff in Atlas. So it would be cool to see a lot of that come over to Arc 2.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, I also what
Yeah.
I like about
Yeah.
Atlas is they like the items you have don't just magically disappear into your pocket. You actually see the items like a pickaxe or whatever on your character when it's not in use, which I think
Oh,
is super
that's
nice.
I
cool,
like
too.
that. Yeah. Gosh, I haven't played Atlas in
Yeah,
forever.
it's been a while.
I haven't either.
I've never
I
played
know.
it.
They ended up
fun.
giving me a
I've
key
never
to
played
get
it
in
either.
and test it out and look at it, and I was like, I played it for maybe a couple of months, and that was it. Well, the single player threw me off. It didn't have a single player, so it was very hard to go in and like get good screenshots and stuff. And
But
so,
it does if
yeah.
you know the secret. There's like
I
a
don't know the
secret menu loophole
yeah.
thing that puts you into a private world.
Well, so you can do
Oh,
that
wow.
now. There is an actual like a legit single player, but
Yeah, they did update it.
if you're wanting to like host a server or something on there, it's a disaster because you have to. So the map, if you look at like an Arc map, they have those different segments and boxes and everything. Each one of those you have to pay for separately on Atlas, unless you do like the DLC map, like Blackwood, which actually I like that map a lot. But if you do just the base ocean map, it's a mess because every single section's behind a paywall, and each one's like $14 or something.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
it's,
and there was a way you could go in and edit the islands. Like you can pick what island you want on that block. I remember watching a bunch of videos and stuff trying to set up just a single player, and it was so frustrating.
Mhm.
But that was way back when. I don't know what they fixed since that. Of course,
It's-
Blackwood is awesome.
It's basically like Arc now. When you load into a single player, you pick your port you want to start in, what island, and then you just make your character and you get, you go.
Mm.
So much
I might
easier
have
now.
to check that out now. Y'all are convincing me.
You know, one thing about Atlas leading into Arc 2 that I would like to see as well is the creatures in Atlas, kind of regardless of their level, all kind of fit into the same niche.
Mhm.
Like, it's not as much like Arc where you can, like, take out Rexes with raptors and stuff. Like, the stats are more or less the same creature to creature. Like, so, like, you know, you're never going to be able to, like, go fight big things with a small animal. And
Yeah.
I think for the
Yeah.
PvP side, at least, that might be a lot more interesting. You know, with like animals in their own niches.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
That's why I hope. Yeah, I agree. I hope Arc 2 has that because the whole riding a Parasaur killing a T-Rex is kind of ridiculous in my experience.
Right. Well, because with
Yeah.
enough breeding in Arc and high level taming, I mean, you can really get an animal that can pretty much kill anything besides like an Alpha Rex or a Titanosaur, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, you get a good Rex going, you can kill a Titanosaur with a mutated T-Rex.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've not done it myself, but yeah.
I did the admin commands with a like
I
3,000
killed
level
the
T-Rex.
I killed the Giga with a Thylo once. That was
Wow.
intense.
Wow.
It was a lot of hit and run. But that Thyla I had was ridiculous, and on that specific world, I had like imprint buff quality 5, so it was kind of a monster. Oh, and an ascendant saddle too. So it was a monster.
See, I usually play with imprint quality 5. That's what I normally play with my servers.
Mm-hmm. Well, because
But
yeah, I
then-
mean, then when you have babies, they're like super powered, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, mine's 2.
Think-
No, 2? Yeah, mine's 2 right now.
I think I might have lowered mine to 3 because it was a little bit overpowered, and the speed you get as well. It's like you can
Yeah,
That's
it's
the one
ridiculous,
deal
man.
breaker, right? Exactly.
It's like playing Primal Fear, but vanilla. You're
Yeah,
just running
exactly.
around constantly. You can't control your dino or anything.
All my dinos except Flyers get, when they're fully imprinted, get 140% movement speed at the end. So it's not too
Oh,
bad.
okay.
And that's on imprint quality 2.
Nice. Yeah, that seems. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I could go back to vanilla.
Oh, it's fine.
I'm hoping. I mean, I'm gonna try Arc 2 vanilla. Maybe a couple of mods if there's any available around that time.
vanilla with sprinkles, as they
Yeah,
call it.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I couldn't go full vanilla. No way. Official settings, nah. That's just.
Well, I don't know if you
can't do
guys
a
know,
let's play
like-
on that, can you?
How much official everyone plays, but like on they've doubled the rates on official twice.
Yeah.
So now times 1 is
Yeah.
the same as old school times 4 back in like the 2015 days.
Yes.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
So yeah,
The
no, and then
times
you know,
one. Ugh.
during events and stuff, it's times 8 now. You
Yeah.
know, so because when they do times 2 weekends and stuff, so that's really not that bad.
Oh no,
Yeah.
it's definitely not bad, but
It's not as bad as it used to be, for sure.
God, no, that used to be awful.
Not gonna
back
take
Yeah,
half a
those
day
were-
to tame a Bronto, so
Or it
half
takes
a day to
15
tame a dodo.
Yeah.
hours to hatch
45
an egg.
minutes to tame a dodo. It was
Well, like, I
I
remember
got
Wow.
ate by a raptor.
And that is 45 minutes of my life I will never get back.
Exactly.
Watching a
It's like I'm gonna
dodo.
get-
The first
I'm gonna get this dodo. It's gonna be mine.
well, have you guys
first
played
Pteranodon,
official?
bro. I've played,
played
a
a tiny bit.
small amount of official, and me and this
Yeah.
rando, we hit it off pretty well, and we had like a pretty big thatch hut, and we had a trike, and I loaded on the next day, and there was nothing left, literally, not
Yeah.
even like a foundation left standing, and I'm like, all right, well, that's enough official, back to single player.
Right?
I played official
My first-
PvP for 2 years, so I blew.
Oh gosh, I don't know if I can
Wow.
do that. I played just
feel
for a
bad for
little
you.
bit.
It was hell.
I got a thatch hut going on a rock, and then I logged out to go get something to eat. And when I logged back in, I was like, "What is that banging noise?" There was another person trying to bust into my thatch hut. I could hear them banging on the door, and I'm like, "Oh gosh, oh gosh!" I grabbed my spear and I opened the door, and I just started like stabbing them, and they finally died. And then, of course, my dodo's in there just going, just making all kinds of
Freaking out.
noise.
Yeah, when I think I started the PvP server with my cousin, or we went. Yeah, it was a PvP official server we went into. We started on Scorched Earth. We found like a bunch of randos we invited to our tribe. We had like 10 people in our tribe. It was fantastic. We like built up a thatch hut and everything. And then these guys came over with wyverns, and then they said they were going to give us some Morella tops, and so they gave it to us. And then once they did, they just burned us all, killed everything. The Morella tops they
Wow.
just given us, they killed that too.
Wow.
Nobody came back, and it was like, really?
Wow.
My
Yeah.
last experience with PvP official was I tried to get back into it. I'm like, I'm bored of single player. I don't like playing by myself. So I was like, I'll see what I can do on PvP official, and I built up this decently sized, holy crap, decently sized thatch hut, and I was just hanging out in it, and I heard like a wyvern land next to me, and then next thing you know, my whole base is just gone. It was a lightning
Oh,
wyvern.
man.
I'm like, oh,
The
okay,
official arc experience.
yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so when Arc 2 comes out, are we all going to hop on an official server and team up together and try to survive?
That sounds
don't know.
Probably
fun.
not.
We could be the Beach Bob tribe.
I love your honesty there, man. Nah, screw that.
Probably not.
No.
You're own there.
I mean, I'd be down. I mean, it could be fun, but oh man. So, is there?
Yeah.
Did they ever drop an official release date for Arc 2, or is that still
They
kind of up in
said-
the air?
Well, they said December 2022, but literally
All right,
nobody
so
believes
we're
that
thinking
date.
maybe 2025, maybe,
Yeah.
or 2026.
Did they say December? I didn't hear the actual month. I just knew it was 2022.
I don't
December
remember hearing a month.
Yeah,
But I don't think
knew
I've heard a
year.
single person that actually believes that it's coming out at that time, and I
Well,
don't believe it either.
Raz Clark just released a video saying or asking if 2023 will be the release date for Arc 2.
I think it's definitely coming in
man.
2023. I don't see it coming out in 2022.
I have hopes, but I'm also ready to be disappointed.
I
just
mean,
think
they
if you've
polish
been a
it
long-term
first.
wildcard fan, right?
Oh yeah.
They have only released 2 maps in the entire history of Arc without delaying them. Scorched
Yeah.
Earth, because it was a surprise drop, and
Yeah,
Lost
that's kind of-
Island, because it was a fan-made map made official.
Yeah, well,
Every other map has been delayed.
I mean, even the fan-made maps have been delayed.
The delay.
That's my point, right? Exactly.
You sound
So-
so surprised.
Oh no, 100% not. I love Arc. I like all the people that have made it, but they
Yeah.
really need to work on their release times for games.
Well, you have to
I
do is
definitely think they are
highball it
getting
and then
better.
surprise people with early drops. That's
what
the
Nintendo
way
does.
better way
Yeah.
to do it.
I definitely
bet
think they're
that's
getting
what
better
it
with
is.
release times.
Of course,
For
of course.
sure.
I mean, and they're getting better
Lost
judging
Island.
their own, work times and stuff. But yeah, no.
They definitely need to make
Aberration-
sure that it's polished.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like wasn't Aberration, because that was supposed to be Halloween, right? Didn't that get
Yeah.
dropped like 6 months late or something?
I
I
know
don't
it's
know
only
if it
2
was
months.
6 months. I
Yeah,
know
it
it
was-
was a
They released in
while.
December of that year.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so that's not as bad as I was thinking.
And then they released Ragnarok. Wait, was Ragnarok before or after Aberration? It was
I think
after.
it was before.
Was it?
I think I don't. Hold on, let me look. I know Aberration is one of my favorite maps to this day. Still,
Yeah, same with me.
Yes, definitely. At least we all agree on something.
Yes.
Aberration is probably my favorite official DLC. I don't
It is
like
pretty
the
fun.
no flyers, like even in single player, that's kind of booty. But everything else about it, because it was the first time Ark had really dived into like sci-fi.
Oh, here we go.
Up
I
to
got
that point,
I got
there's only
the-
dinosaurs.
the
it
timeline
was released
for
this
the
summer.
map.
Yeah, summer was Ragnarok, and then the delayed Aberration in December.
Yeah.
They delayed Ragnarok so long for console because I remember like waiting so long for it to come out for PlayStation after it came out for PC.
Was
I
it was
sorry
like-
for console players.
I know it sucks. But yeah, it came out in like June in Ragnarok, and then it came out like August. So we had to wait like an extra 3 months while PC was playing on it.
Ragnarok
It's
was the
pretty tough.
second DLC map, right?
Yeah.
Like non-canon maps or whatever.
Yeah,
That
second
one
for
was
DLC.
so hype because it had the Griffin, which was like the
Yeah.
first, I guess quote unquote non-canonical creature or whatever you want to call
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
It also had like the Scorched Earth and the island stuff all in it.
Oh yeah,
Which is
that's
another
true.
cool thing.
Yeah, that was another
First
big
map to
thing.
do that.
Yeah, I don't know whatever happened to the center dev, but I feel bad for him because he just missed the boat on so much stuff.
He became a person
I think he
with
got
Bottle
hired.
Quad. I think
Oh,
his,
he's
Yeah,
with Wild
got
is he
hired.
Card.
is that Zed? I think that might be Zed that did that. Cause I know Cedric, he did Primitive Plus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, I remember hearing about that.
Oh, no,
That's-
yeah. Who did the center?
Yeah.
No, what was his name? Oh, I want to say it begins with a B, but weren't it Ben? Oh, I can't remember his name without googling it. I'm sure it was something Ben that made the center. I'm sure it was. I might be completely wrong.
I literally have no clue.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
trying to find it. There's
unfortunately, I
nothing
don't
on
either.
here. Oh wait, here we
I
go.
wish they would go back and give the center one big update. Add a wyvern trench
Yeah.
on there and make
Mhm.
one unique creature for the map, like a amphibious.
Ben Bulcott was the
something,
one who
you know?
made
See?
the
Yeah.
mod.
That's
Well,
it.
I remember hearing about something like when the Overseer came out, like the dev was gonna add like the Overseer boss arena to like the underwater map or something like that.
Oh
I
yeah.
remember hearing about that, but then they just didn't do it because Overseer is kind of like a storyline boss. It wouldn't really make sense to have it in a custom map.
Yeah, no. See, right
How did
around
you-
that same kind of time when like the Overseer was being added, the center was my main map.
I think it
and
was
I-
everyone's main map.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I
yeah, because like
suppose, 'cause
you
that
didn't
was
have
like
much
the-
option back then.
Right, exactly.
It's either
exactly.
that or the island.
I think Surf was out like a little bit after the center came out.
But I remember that it went through so many changes. Like they would add the dragon and then remove it, and then re-add the dragon with different stats, and ultimately he landed on no dragon. But I do remember, I was like, "Oh, sweet, the dragon's on here. I can fight him now." And then when I was ready, he was gone, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
So I got introduced to that map when Every Night Riot was playing his Anunnaki Genesis mod playthrough on
Oh, yeah.
there. And I remember I fell in love with the map. The map is still good to this day. There's only one issue I know of, is that, well, one, it's outdated, but two, it's the potential epileptic seizure situation on there, where if you load in there
the
and it's
lighting.
raining or there's a thunderstorm, the lighting is awful. It's so flashy that I
Yeah.
couldn't play on it.
Yeah, it is quite
Dark bright, dark bright, dark bright.
Mhm.
Yeah, I miss the center days, man. That was like peak Arc, where you got all the new creatures coming out, and basically every
I
month,
love-
a new batch.
Yeah,
of
every
creatures
month
come
new
out.
creatures came out. One thing I did like about the center though is like you could see the boss arena inside the map. I always thought that was like the
Oh
coolest
yeah,
thing.
no, getting to look up at like the Megapithecus range or whatever.
Yeah, the little
That was always
village.
really
It was
cool.
so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That's when they
And you
first
could
started
zoom up
adding
there and
ruins.
spectator too and check it out.
Mm-hmm.
I remember
Remember the
watching Neebs when they were playing on the Centaur try to fight the brood mother and the Megapithecus at the same time with like a Carno, a Raptor. I think there was a Dodo. No, there was a Dillo, and then they just got completely wiped and they gave up on it.
Man, I remember when Neebs they fought like a Giga on one of their last center episodes, and Big Shirley got murked. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh man.
Yep, I remember that. And then they also killed the other one in Ragnarok. They've only ever fought 2 Gigas, I believe. One on Descent, one on Ragnarok.
Blue Dragon and Stevie are both new. So they missed a couple of imperative questions last week. What are your guys' favorite Ark creatures?
Ladies first.
Oh,
Classy.
that's easy for me. I like the wyverns.
Yeah.
Same. Finally,
Somebody
agrees with
named
me.
Blue Dragon.
Classic.
Loving the dragon.
Yeah, well, when I first started getting into ARC and getting into the virtual photography and starting up my Twitter, I knew I needed like an icon for Blue Dragon, and so I actually took the Wyvern's model and, gave the artist that as a reference, and so that's where all my art style is based off of, is the ARC Wyvern.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Oh, we learned some blue lore. I didn't know that.
Blue lore. Yo, wake up, guys! New blue lore just dropped.
Favorite creature. Probably the Filer for me. I just love that creature. Like,
Absolutely, that's in my top 3 as well.
yeah, it's just one of them creatures where it's not early game, it's not late game, it's mid game, so you can build up to it, and it's just an all-round good mount. They're good in they're good in packs. They're good at getting away from stuff if you need to. They're just an all-round decent mount. So yeah, definitely the Filer for me.
Yeah, it's my favorite exploration creature for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's super fun.
Especially because when it was added, it was like one of the only creatures in the game that could like climb stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, when you're traversing the ground, because this is obviously post flyer nerf. You can actually scale up the mountains and stuff and not have to worry about, oh, okay, now I gotta go around and find some alternate weird path.
I've lost so many birds to that mount. So many.
Oh yeah, no, I was talking about that earlier. Like when the Redwoods first dropped, I would get so frustrated and be like, man, F this game, and just drop admin commands like kill, players only, infinite stats. I'm like, no, sorry, Thyla, not today.
And you can see them perched up there too, like especially if it's foggy. You can see them. They're just up there waiting to attack you and ruin your day.
Well, if you got awesome spyglass mod, you can see the white outline of them hanging out on the side of the tree, just waiting. Which made it easier, but it didn't make it any easier when they could jump halfway across the biome to still get to you.
Yeah. Let me grab my rocket launcher.
Yeah.
Come here, Thyla.
Not today.
Yeah.
I know this isn't a topic we have written down, but what was everyone's impression of the flyer nerf when that first happened?
Oh my gosh.
So,
I hit a sweet spot.
I was always one of those players who I love running around the map on a land-based dino. If I'm just exploring, I like to explore on the ground with different dinos. But if I'm flying to get somewhere, I'm really only using that to get to where I'm going. So I want to use it, quickly. But the flyer nerf never affected me, negatively, like I guess everybody else was affected by it. I didn't necessarily agree with it, but it didn't bother me any.
Yeah.
I got you.
Well, I think I was playing a lot. Like, I think I was playing on Scorched Earth at the time. But I had like a bunch of RGs and Wyverns with a bunch of upgraded movement speed, and I never like looked at the patch notes or like any of the update stuff. So like I got on one day and I hop on my Wyvern after the update, and it's like the lowest thing in the entire game. And I'm like, what is wrong with my guy? And then I hop on the RG and it's like moving like a snail. I'm like, what is going on? And It was all.
Because I remember the main Wyvern strat back in the day was like pump RG speed to like 200 something %.
Yeah, exactly. I
Mhm.
still don't understand how you're supposed to get eggs on Scorched Earth if the only thing is an RG and it's super slow. Like,
Grapple hooks, Thylas,
The moth.
Gilly.
Moth.
The moth.
The
I
moth.
used the moth so many times to go in there and snatch eggs.
Well, does the little moth duty slow down the Wyverns, or
Yeah.
is that? Oh, okay. So that's actually a pretty
Oh.
viable strat then.
If you
I
can
never
hit them
thought
with
of
it
that, I guess.
though, because I don't.
You
Yeah,
put it in
hitting
their
them with
face
it
and
is a
then they
different story.
slow down. I've lost many
Oh.
moths in the Wyvern Trench.
The
The
moth.
trench demands a sacrifice.
You can also do like cannon fodder, so you just have a bunch of dinos you don't really like, flyers you don't care about following you, and then when you start to get attacked, you just whistle attack the wyvern, and then you just fly away with the egg.
A good idea. All those useless bred dinos that serve no purpose.
Yeah.
I think the last time I played Scorch, that's what I did. I was on there. I don't remember if it was a Carbonemes or a Dodic or Anki. It was something really tanky, but I went in there with an RG, and then I stole an egg, and obviously they're on me right away. And then as soon as I got up and over the wall of the trench, I dropped the Anki or whatever I was carrying, and I was like, "Well, good luck, buddy." And they all, I mean, they didn't all, but like it kind of took the bulk of them back. Because, it's sitting there in your feet, like whacking them as they're flying. So they were all aggroed onto the Yankee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dino fodder.
I guess I could add a quick, so my history with the center is I used to play Island, but then they wound up adding, it was the Pegomastax, Troodon, maybe
no.
Daeodon. I don't remember all. There was so many updates I don't remember, but I remember the Troodon and Pegomastax specifically broke the game irreparably on Xbox. The second you would tame anything in that update, your game would crash, and that was it. That was it. You had to wait till they had the hot fix. So I was like, man, I'm addicted to Ark. I'm not waiting. I'm just gonna start up a center world. Nothing serious, of course. I'm just gonna mess around. Well, it wound up becoming my main server or my main world. I transferred all my island guys over to it once the hotfix dropped, and I'm like, well, that's awesome. But the center was really cool, and I do kind of miss that map.
I think he was
Did
definitely.
you find
cool
that
for
little
its time.
secret cave
In the redwoods?
to hide in?
You mean the underworld area?
It's near the beach, and I found it by playing PvP with somebody, and I was like, I'm awful at PvP, by the way. And they teamed up with me, and you have to like go into a crouch, like you have to crawl on your belly to get under it. But it's like a little secret cave, and it's a good place to hide from people.
No, I don't think I've ever found it. Where's it at?
I don't remember the exact coordinates. I have to hop on and find it. But it's okay. So it's like you're on the beach, and you're going past where the volcano is, like off to your right, and then you've got the forest area off to your left, and it's somewhere right in there. Like it's not that far off from the beach. I can find it. I'll have to
okay.
log into my game. I'll send y'all some screenshots or something. But good times, good memories.
That's what I love about these new Ark maps. It's just exploring and everything. Especially Fjordor. I love exploring Fjordor because I still haven't found everything. I never finished my
Yeah.
playthrough on that map, and like when I went into the Mines of Moria, that section of the map where all the rock tricks are, I loved that section.
Oh yeah.
Well,
excited
I
to
enjoyed
check out
Fjordor.
Fjordor. Yeah, I haven't played it at all. I haven't really seen anything on it. I want to go in blind when it drops because all those new creatures sound so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna be sick.
So like I grew up, watching Walking with Dinosaurs and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And Andrew Sarkis gets super underrepresented in like everything. You never see it. And when they announced Andrew Sarkis, I'm like, oh, that is gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's how I felt with a Mogosaurus. You don't see a Mogosaurus in anything besides maybe the Jurassic Park games. But
Yeah,
it's such
it,
a cool
it
dinosaur.
never got love either, and then it dropped an Ark, my favorite dinosaur game, with my favorite dinosaur, and I was like, sweet.
Man, I felt like the same way when they first announced the Therizino was coming. I'm like, oh, that's another one
Oh,
that
yeah.
I really like.
Yes.
There we need
Okay,
the
I'm
TLC.
sorry, but is anybody else excited about the Hawkbird that's going to be coming out with the next map?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
It's
the
gonna be sick.
door hawk. I don't know how you're supposed to
Yes.
pronounce that, but
Fjordor.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
Doorhog.
The burb.
As
Well, I'm an
somebody-
owner. I have like 5 parrots, so I love birds. Like, I mean, there's one sitting here looking at me right now as I'm talking. I'm surprised she's being quiet for this, but I'm super excited to see what all you can do with the bird and everything. And then I want to breed them and have little bird babies everywhere, and just so many picture opportunities.
Prediction: it's going to be a reskinned Cinema Crops. Absolutely nothing different about it. Same animations, same noises.
Well,
You have
so
to go
Don't make
ruin
this
it.
Crystal
don't you?
Isles all over.
Don't ruin it.
Crushed my dreams.
Yeah.
well,
well
one thing
done.
about that hawk, I don't know if you saw the dossier, but the hawk can like retrieve your dead body for you if you die. So if it's following you and you have it
Yeah.
tamed and you die, it'll pick up your bag for you and carry it to you.
And immediately become over encumbered and just float there in the
I don't know.
midair.
I don't know how that's gonna work.
I have no idea how it's gonna work, but it sounds awesome.
As somebody who
Like,
dies a
what
lot,
if you-
that'll be nice.
Like if
Yeah,
you die,
I mean-
it's like the bird. Does it just pop up back at your base automatically, or is there like a time where it has to fly? I don't think they would risk it, like actually flying across the map, bringing
Well,
your stuff
so
back to you.
I'll go find a dossier because I believe somewhere in
That
there
might
it
be too much
did
for the system to
say-
handle.
I think
Unless
it
it
did
has
say it has to
similar
come find you.
mechanics to the balloon, the gas bag balloon.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That could be a thing. Because that mechanic is kind of weird.
Relatively underutilized.
I don't
Oh,
think
yeah,
I've
it's
ever used
under-
that cast bag balloon thing.
It's definitely underutilized, but I don't know.
I do play single player, so it's not like I need to send my items to anybody anyway. So that's probably why I've never used it.
Yeah. I mean, could you imagine dying and then waking up in your bed and then your hawk is like right there on its little perch with the bag next to you? Like, here, master, I brought your goodies back for you.
I have an
Amazing.
I think the Moss Chops is greatly underappreciated.
Oh, you gotta love the Mozzie.
Moss
They're
chops is fantastic.
adorable.
Always a
I
first take.
always call
Yeah.
them Choppy every time. Just
Unless
like
you want
Tappy Jaros, right?
flowers or
I always call the Tappy Jaros tape jars every
Tape
time.
jars.
Yes,
was-
me
I
too.
was-
Even if
call
I
them
have
cherry
like
chocolates.
5 of them, it's like, okay, this is tape jar, that's tape jar. Hey, that would say hi to your brother, tape jar. You know,
Long lost cousin tape joy.
I'm so bad about pronouncing these dinosaur names. I'll butcher them every time, so they get nicknames.
Yeah,
What do you
it's
think
like-
about when you could ride the mosh tops? Or
Yeah,
when
I
they
remember
allowed
that.
that
Dude,
to
when they made it
happen?
we could rideable, it instantly became like one of the best starter mounts.
and they're
That was
so
a game
broken
changer.
because
No.
they're not like balanced to be ridden because they they run away, but they have really high melee damage for their harvesting stuff. So you
Yeah.
can breed like battle chops that can just decimate
Battle
creatures.
Chops. Yes,
Battle
mate.
Chops.
I'm changing my Moss Chops name to Battle Chop.
Battle
Have you
That
guys
is
been
brilliant.
killed by a moss shop yet?
No, but
No.
I
I
want to be
have.
kind of. Is that weird?
That
Yeah.
sounds fun.
If you walk up,
It's like a challenge, like the Green Demon Challenge in Mario 64. When
Yeah,
you arc, you
well,
kill
so
them.
because they got such strong melee, because they harvest everything in like one hit. If you stand next to a bush or something or a dead body in a moss shop harvest, it kills you in like one hit.
Damn.
Ooh.
Well,
So
have you ever
anytime
been
I see a
killed by
moss shop
Parasaur?
running towards a dead body, I run the opposite direction.
Oh man, that's funny.
The creature I'm most excited for, though, on Fjordor or Fjordor, or however you're supposed to pronounce it,
Fjordor. I think the J is like
Fjordor.
a Y. Fjordor.
Fjordor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right. Is the bat, the
Yes.
Decimadius, or whatever
Yes.
they're calling it. Oh,
It's going to be
man.
named Batty Coda when I tame
Honestly,
one.
I did not expect the bat to win, but I do
did,
like it a
but I'm
lot though.
so happy that it did.
Yeah,
Me
I think
too.
it's gonna be really cool.
Well, the Onyx
and-
sucks, so I'm happy
The
we
Onyx
have a
sucks.
giant
Yeah.
rival bat.
For years, I've wanted them to do an Onyx TLC where you can have them as a shoulder mount, and
Or at least let them
I don't know,
land.
bats are always super cool.
Do you
Because
think?
Onyx-
Do you think it'll be rideable though?
It
Yes.
is, yeah. It's,
Yeah,
it's been,
it's
definitely.
rideable.
it's been
rideable.
confirmed rideable.
It's big. Yeah.
Sweet.
So
Which
what
one is
they
the
said
Onyx?
about it is it's slower during the day because it's a bat, and then it's faster at night, and it has kind of like what the owl has, where you can see at night with it.
Cool.
And then it harvests chitin and leech blood more. And then I guess people are speculating blood bags is a way to tame it, kind of like the blood stalker.
Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
But
yeah.
Stalker with
That's nice.
Megalosaurus
Freaks me out.
mechanics.
With the what?
Bloodstalker with Megalosaurus mechanics.
Yeah, basically.
The whole nighttime.
And it can fly, so yeah.
Yeah.
I know. What's funny is the Onyx is tameable. Like majority of the player base doesn't even know that.
I have never
I mean,
tamed
like-
an Onyx.
Creatures.
I never have either.
Spiders are
It's, like,
tameable. The bats.
Centipedes, mantis. Well, mantis obviously, but
Well, but
centipedes
mantis
are.
are useful and cool looking.
Yeah.
I wish
Could
they'd give
equip
the
them with
spider.
stuff.
I wish they'd give the spider a TLC so that it could climb on walls and I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe
it needs
give
to
it-
be able to climb on walls.
I mean, it'd be
Like-
fakey and unrealistic, but give it like the Bloodstalker Spider-Man power. That'd be cool, you know.
Oh yeah.
Have you guys seen the? It was on Twitter. Crack, I know you don't get on Twitter often, but have you guys seen?
I'm on Twitter constantly.
Oh no. Okay, yeah. Last podcast episode, you said you don't post often.
I don't post often, but I'm always.
Um,
I am the watcher.
I share. Oh, here they are. I will post some pictures in the Discord. Kraken, if you want to put these up on the video side of things, just so people can see them. These are like TLC pictures of like current dinos in the game that I believe need TLCs. They said they're just concept art, which is really sad. I thought it was gonna be an actual mod. But they've got like the Spider, the Bronto, the
I
Lead
think I've
60s.
seen these on Reddit. Cause yeah, no, those look super cool.
Yeah.
Was it that one dude that like does those TLC concepts?
Their name is Pivot Nazadub.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, so I retweeted and then they commented on it saying they're just concept and I got really sad.
I found him like
think
argue.
I think I saw that. I think I saw you on there asking about that.
Yeah. 'Cause I really
I saw that
wanted
dude
them.
like randomly like arguing with somebody in my comment section one time. I was really confused. I'm like, where did this guy come from?
Oh, they even did the
Well,
Giga.
yeah.
I forgot about that. And the Pachyrhino.
Yeah, I think he's done a ton of different creatures, and they all look fantastic.
Yeah, they do. I love the way they look, which is really sad because I really wanted them to be in the game, but they're not. I mean, he said
Well,
the
that's pretty
concept.
good,
They might be an actual thing. I don't know.
I doubt it, but it'd be
Yeah.
cool if they were. But that's a pretty good segue into what creatures, if you guys have any super strong opinions, would you like to see get a TLC if they do another one?
I definitely have a few ideas in mind.
The Megalodon is too small, needs to be
Oh.
stronger than a mosasaur, and it needs to be able to kill God. Otherwise, it's unrealistic. I hate this game. Go play something else.
Don't forget
Those
Titanoboa.
are the people.
People want
Yeah,
Titanoboa to
Titanoboa.
wrap around the T-Rex.
I don't think the Megalodon should be stronger than a mosasaur, but I definitely think
Oh,
it
you
needs
have
to
to
be
download
bigger.
those separately? That's dumb.
Like it's literally like the size of like a great white.
Oh, those are the screenshots.
Well, what's funny is I've actually done the pixel measurements before. The Megalodons in Ark are actually accurately sized. The problem is everything else in Ark is blown up like 2 to 3 times bigger than they actually are. So, by comparison to everything else, yeah, they seem extremely small.
Hey, don't come at
Yeah.
my oversized Giga like that, okay?
1998
Yeah.
Godzilla movie with Matthew
Yeah.
Broderick. That's the Giga in this game. Every time I see a Giga, especially because it's got kind of an older looking model,
It does.
at least compared to like the DLCs and stuff. So every time I see it, I'm like, damn, that's just Godzilla right there, just straight up.
Well, I mean, the strength of it alone, just give it
It's
give it atomic breath, and there you go. You're set with Godzilla.
That's the funny part, though, is that movie didn't even have atomic breath.
They
for
were
Godzilla.
going to. They were going to, and then they cut it, and they were like, "Nah, we can just make Godzilla breathe fire on people by like blowing hot breath on an explosion."
Oh, I remember that scene actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do actually like that movie. It gets too much hate.
Oh, I love that movie, but part of it is just nostalgia. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
subjectively, it's a pretty bad movie.
The newer Godzilla movies are fantastic, though. I love those.
Yeah, they are
yeah.
legit.
Oh yeah, the MonsterVerse is super cool.
Yeah,
Let's see what
I
they
love
come out
those
with
movies.
next. What dinos do you guys want to see return in Arc 2? And what do you think like their models are gonna look like?
I mean,
You're gonna have the classic Raptor, ain't you?
Oh, yeah.
The Raptor's
Yeah.
gotta come back.
And the Rex. So far the confirmed dinos are the Brachiosaurus, aka Brontosaurus, whatever you want to call them, Pteranodon, T-Rex, and I think that's it. I think that's all we saw in that trailer.
Yeah, like did you say Archaeopteryx already?
Mm-mm.
I think that was like flying in the.
Oh, right. And then that weird chameleon looking thing too.
Well,
Yeah,
I think
that's not
what,
really a
what
returning.
R2 is going to be like, it's not selling point, but like a big point in the game is it's on an alien planet. So you have all the dinosaurs from the Ark system, but then you also have the like alien life forms on the planet, which is I think what they're going to explain that those ogre people were, or like the
Yeah.
native aliens there.
The
Oh,
League
yeah,
of,
yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
League of Villains.
Legal villain.
Well, obviously, back to the question. I mean, I'm not going to mention the obvious things like Rex, Giga, but I think Wyverns, I don't think they'll bring back Wyverns because I don't know how they do it story-wise, but I would love to see like an Arc 2 revamp version of a Wyvern.
Well, I mean,
With, like-
Scorched Earth is canon though, and so is
Yeah, it
Gen
is.
2, so
I
And
mean, like,
they
they
did
didn't
have
have
Void
Wyverns on
Wolves.
Gen 2. Yeah, they did have
Void
Wyverns,
ones
that is true.
could have survived the explosion. Of
I
the
don't know. I think
spaceship.
it would be a mistake if they didn't bring back the Wyvern, because that's like
I
one
know,
of
because they're
the
such,
fan-favorite
like, iconic creatures.
They're gonna bring back some OP flyer for PvP. That's the thing I'm most sad about. I think is that Arc 2 is going to be another one of those solely focused on PvP. So every dino is going to be nerfed the minute it comes out, like the Managormer.
Oh man, I remember pre-nerf Managarmers.
Those things
Oh my
were OP.
gosh.
I'll
Yeah.
admit it, but they were so
Actually,
fun.
more fondly, I remember the pre-nerf Velanosaurs. Those things used to be so good.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, definitely.
Almost everything
Yeah.
on Extinction was broken on launch. Like,
The gachas, the Ascendant gacha crystals.
Yeah.
oh yeah, like it is ridiculous. The mana didn't really get as nerfed for PvE. Obviously, I understand the nerf for PvP, but like if I'm playing single player or PvE, I still want it to be somewhat decent and not run out of stamina.
That brings me to another question. Not to avoid the question I was already asked. Do you guys remember the Dino nerf that happened when the game came out? It was like a couple
That
months
was-
after it
That was
came out.
before my time.
So
No,
when
I
I think it
don't.
was after, shortly after the Giga came out, because the Giga was still is. So the Gigas, before you tamed or after you tamed them, they kept their 80,000 health, and they were super
Oh my gosh.
fast, and they had ridiculous amount of melee damage. And then they nerfed it, and along with that, they nerfed every dino stat. So that's when they made tame dinos weaker than non-tame dinos on like official servers. And that's why on my servers, I revert everything back to the way it was. So if you tame a dino, it's going to come out about the same strength as a normal non-tame dino. It doesn't lose
okay.
stats on tame.
That's cool. You know, speaking of reverting to old, if you are a console player, you can't fully revert the flyer nerf, but they do have a checkbox setting now.
Yeah,
to
they
allow
just
you
added
to
that
up
like
movement speed.
6 months ago.
Yeah, that's very recent, especially because
I know.
when Genesis 2 first came out, I saw the option, but it was broken. At least
Yeah, it
on
didn't work
Xbox
for like 3 months. I'm
Well-
so glad they added it though. Like I've been enjoying finally being able to upgrade flyer speed again.
Yeah, I'm currently rocking an RG with 145 movement speed, and it's just beautiful. It
I only
brings
had
a
to
tear
wait.
to my eye.
I only had to wait 4 years for it to finally return, but
Right. Well,
It's
also
back.
though, I pump the like base, so it goes up like 5% each level instead of 1%.
Mine don't do that. Mine go up by 1, and it's pain.
yeah, that's the bad thing. Is it
I
goes
do
up
not
by
lie
like
about
1.
that. You know something I'm actually super excited for is the animated series.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's gonna be
So
pretty cool.
Especially because I've read all the
Little
Explorer notes, and I just like I want to see the story. Because back when I was first reading the Explorer notes, I'm like, this would make such an excellent show. Why is nobody doing this?
I can find that little squeal. Yeah. I can tell you're excited for it.
Well, and the movie?
Yeah,
I wonder how they're
I'm-
going to do the movie.
Yeah, I really want to see the live action movie. I've always wanted to make because imagine how sick that would be. It's like Jurassic Park but in art.
Have you guys seen the live action trailer that they did a while back?
Yeah.
they
When the
did
Switch-
Yeah,
a
yeah,
handful
yeah.
of them, didn't they?
They've done it-
Yeah.
yeah,
Just
one
shows
for
you how-
Extinction got one, and
Well, no, so not so. There was one when the Switch came out. When it all came out on the Switch.
Yeah, they had like a full like
It was like a whole like this guy is like it's like a 3-minute video, but this guy is like making a like a spear, and then he gets picked up by a pteranodon and thrown off a cliff, and he respawns, and then there's this girl. I'm going to assume it's Helena, on a raptor, and then the raptor just instantly spawn kills him again.
Yes. Yeah, they are good.
Yeah, that was a really good one. And then I know they did one for Aberration too.
Yeah.
I was very uncomfortable watching the Aberration.
Oh yeah,
one.
like because
The
she was
girl's
like
face.
naked.
Yeah, she was
Yeah,
naked and then like looking lovingly at this bulldog.
She gave the bulldog fuck eyes, and it
Yeah.
was like, oh, okay.
I'm like, I don't like that.
Oh wow.
But the design quality and the animation quality, like, they looked really good. Though,
Oh, yeah, no,
aside
they
from
were
the
good.
nudity
Yeah.
and
Oh, yeah,
everything, but,
definitely.
you know.
And the CGI Rock Drake too. I mean, that looks pretty.
Oh
good.
yeah, that was pretty sick.
Oh yeah.
The Extinction
no.
one was really good.
That was cool with the King Titan coming up.
Mm-hmm. I really like
Yeah,
the T-Rex
definitely.
too.
Yeah.
Although, why wasn't she riding the T-Rex? That's my issue with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna get on that T-Rex.
Yeah.
Or
You
get
see
inside the
big
neck or
claw
something. Like
marks.
not be standing right in the face with a King Titan.
I have a
Like, not very smart.
I have a Twitch clip from a long time ago. I used to run a cluster, and I had a bunch of wyverns, crystal wyverns, ember crystal wyverns, and blood wyverns. And I was fighting the Gamma King Titan, and I was flying around it, and he swipes his hand once and shadows my entire flock of wyverns. I'm like, well, I'm done. I quit.
Wow.
I was not happy.
Oh, here's a fun story involving bosses. So, I do single player, obviously, but I did not know when I switched Xboxes from the OG Xbox One to the Xbox One S, not the Series S, not the next gen, but just like the white model of it or whatever. When I first loaded in, it changed all my settings to single player settings. So when I fought the boss, I'm like, oh, that's so easy, that's great. And then I went in later and I changed it because I'm like, oh, no wonder. Like, I was like, why are my babies growing up in like 30 seconds? That does not seem correct. And I was like, oh, it changed it to single player. So I unchecked the box. And then the next time I fought the bosses, I got bodied in like 2 minutes. All 20 Rexes gone. And I'm like, oh no. Because apparently the single player thing also like reduces boss health a lot. So I thought I was ready, but I was not.
I think it was like probably I think it was one of the first times I fought the Manticore. I fought it with my cousin. We didn't know like you could like build Rex armies and do all that breeding stuff. So we just like brought all of our creatures to the boss fight. So we brought like an Anki and a Dodic, RG, Wyvern, like everything we had. And we just got absolutely wrecked because we were like trying to hit it with everything. It was pretty.
My first ever attempt at boss. I done the Brood
Yeah.
Mother, and it was part of a Let's Play, and I invited. We had the whole server join us for everything, and it was like, welcome. We're gonna do this today. We got the whole server. We've bred up. I spent probably half of like the season breeding Rexes, and this was when this was when mutations weren't even a thing. It was just you had to guess. Oh, I've got all the stats on that dino. That will do. No, we lost, man. Every dino we lost. This was before Megatheriums and everything like that. Like
before like the modern strats, of course.
yeah.
Yeah,
It
I don't
was
think I've ever
rough,
used
man.
Megatheriums for Broodmother.
Oh, that's
Should've.
definitely the way to go.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
super easy.
Yeah, I know it's the way.
100%.
And Theres for the dragon.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yeah.
And anything really for the Mega
The
Beam.
monkey is a joke.
Yeah,
Would you remember? But like when they used to hit you with that rock, one shot, gone.
Yeah,
it
it
would
was
kill you
one
off
shot.
the saddle.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
hate it when creatures can do that.
It's
There's-
super
I've-
annoying.
I remember like a year ago, I made a video because it was like about how basically I beat the Megapithecus on foot to show how bad it was, or how easy it was to beat. I just got a bunch of ascendant weapons, and then I tried it. I had to try it a few times because obviously it hits you with a rock and you're done. But I got a strat and then ended up killing it. It was pretty fun.
I remember
Yeah, it just shows you how easy it is.
my very first time fighting a boss was the Brood Mother, and that was before they did the boss arenas. So you'd just summon her in at an obelisk, and you'd fight her there. And I took 2 gigas, and that's all it took to kill the Brood Mother was just 2 gigas.
Wow.
Yeah, no, when you could do that, I mean, I didn't really play back then, but I know you could just bring gigas and then you're pretty much good.
Speaking of gigas in the boss arenas, I don't know if you guys know, but the creature vote was actually a tie between the bat and the Carcharodontosaurus.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the Carchar is actually coming to every map, not just Fjordor. So
Yeah.
Oh, that would be cool.
will this be the new boss dino?
That's what I want to know.
Well,
I'm
so
definitely
for-
going to try and test it.
Yeah, from
When
what
it
I
goes
heard
out.
is it's going to be in between a Rex and a Giga, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With like the same attributes like an Aloe with like the speed and everything. That's what I hold.
That'd
Yeah,
be
then
cool,
your
though.
tier list would be like Raptor, Barry, Carno, Rex, before Carno, Aloe, Rex,
Yeah.
Carcharodonto, and then Giga. A nice like gradual. Actually, I guess a Barry and a Carno is kind of on the same level, just like the Spino and the Rex.
Yeah. Although a good Rex trumps a Giga. Like a tamed Giga compared to a good mutated Rex. There's no comparison.
yeah, tamed
the
Giga
Rex is
is
so
no-
much better to
no
use.
fight.
Man, I saw a video of this guy. He was there was like a Giga by his base, so he took his tamed Giga and it was like a level 300,
Oh, no.
so many levels, and it just got stomped. It got absolutely murdered. And then he took like his Quetzals and they got killed too. So he went through, by the end of it, right, he had to drown the Giga and fight it with his Mosasaur. He had lost like 2 tamed Gigas, Quetzals. It was just, I felt so bad for this guy.
So my wife, I love her to death. Don't get me wrong, but when she first started playing Orc, it was interesting. So a little bit of backstory. That's how I met my wife was Orc over Xbox, and I was at that time a veteran Orc player, and she was basically brand new, couple days in, and she didn't like. To put into perspective of how new she was, nobody really taught her how to play, and so she built an entire stone base by picking up rocks off the beach. Not even hitting rocks
Wow.
like a pickaxe,
God.
just picking
Oh.
up rocks off
That
the
is some
beach.
dedication, though.
Yeah, and
Like-
so one day I don't know if she was by herself. She was just kind of off by herself with her wyverns and everything, and she saw a Giga, and she's like, "Oh, it's just a big T-Rex," And so she was fighting it, and then it died, or she died, and so she's like, "Well, my wyvern's dead," and so she took everybody else's wyvern. So she maybe had like 5-6 extra wyverns, and went after this Giga with 5 or 6 extra wyverns and got those killed. And then she's like, "I'm just not going to mess with that thing anymore." And then to this day, she's terrified of Gigas.
As you should be.
As-
To be
yeah,
honest, wild
100%.
Gigas
Yeah.
are horrifying.
They're not fun.
Oh man, yeah, I had a recording for my Let's Play. I had a bad experience with a Giga. I'm not going to ruin it if anybody watches it, but man, yeah, don't mess with a Giga.
Yeah, I've killed a wild Giga with a Reaper King. That's actually pretty easy if you got a Reaper King.
I have never tamed a Reaper before.
They're not
I'm
fun to
always
tame.
I have-
so intimidated by the taming method.
It's actually not that hard if you like build a trap and get it in the right spot.
Yeah, Captain Fat Dog has an amazing trap.
Captain
How?
Fat Dog.
Yeah, so that's the guy who does all the dino traps and everything. He's actually the reason I was able to tame an Amogosaurus, because I followed his Amogosaurus
I saw that
trap.
video. That's crazy.
Yeah,
How he figured that
I know
out.
Syntech ended up using that trap.
yeah, he did. But yeah, they have a really good Reaper Queen trap where you can keep that Reaper Queen and just constantly make it impregnate you, so you have an infinite amount of Reaper Queens.
Oh yeah, where it can't burrow. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen that. I've seen
Yeah.
that. So everyone knows Helena at this point, right? She's basically the main character of Ark. And have you guys ever heard of Jeremy Steiglitz before?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
actually he's
He's one of the
co-founder.
main people, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like kind of like the game director, I think, like the
See.
head of creative.
Yeah, I think
But,
he's
uh,
CEO, isn't he? Is that who that is?
Possibly.
he-
I don't know what his exact role is.
Isn't he co-founder?
Yeah, I believe
I
he's
believe he's
I
co-founder.
thought he was
co-founder.
co-founder.
But I've got kind of a cool story. So back in the day, like when they used to do crunches, and I guess they still do crunches, but
They still
they
do
also
crunches,
used to
yeah.
do Q&As where they would answer fan questions about like, oh, will this creature come, or what's this
Oh
like?
yeah, they did, didn't they?
And I asked, I even said, I'll post the screenshot of it in the Discord, but I was like, so is the woman riding the raptor on the box art supposed to be Helena? And he was like, yeah, actually she is. And I was like, oh, because that
Oh,
was
I
so
remember that.
cool for me at the time. Because I was like, that is so awesome that they like looked at that, and then not even
Yeah.
like looked at it, but like answered it publicly. So no, that made me feel so cool. It's worded weird because I would have worded it differently now, but I was like, I don't know. I don't know. It sounds pretentious, and it wasn't supposed to. It was like, I would like confirmation. It wasn't supposed to come off like that though. Because I was like, I always thought, like in my head when I think of Helena, the woman on the box art, but I was like, it'd be cool to get developer confirmation. Or I don't remember. I sent it in the Discord, but I didn't read it because it's cringe looking back on past comments.
Yeah, I think I was telling you guys. I had somebody who I'd asked a question to the Arc devs talking about, I think it was TLC 3 at the time, and they didn't answer it because I asked when it was gonna happen. They didn't answer it, but they liked it. Kind of showing that they had it in plans. And then a YouTuber, I'm not gonna say their name, but a YouTuber took that and then posted it to their YouTube channel without giving credit and like swiped, covered up my name. And I'm like,
Oh, you told me about this.
Oh yeah, you told me about that as well.
That's just
yeah, I wasn't very happy about that.
Rude.
Yeah, it's I'm not gonna say their name, but they're like the king of clickbait when it comes to Arc.
Oh, I know who it was.
Oh, now you've already told.
Hey, I didn't say it. I didn't say
Everyone
it.
knows.
I didn't say it. Now they can just speculate who it might be.
If you're part of the art community, you know.
Oh, you know.
Yeah.
But
Wow. Okay, so moving on swiftly.
Yeah.
Cover that up real quick.
Got the footage.
I'm going to jump in with a question. I'm going to jump in if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
Of course.
Like, what sort of mods do you sort of like? And I mean, like overhaul mods.
Arc
Like,
edition.
if you're, yeah,
I guess that's
played
not
Arc
really
Edition.
overhaul.
PlayStation players, so we don't have mods. No luxury of having those.
Okay.
Here.
So for the PC players, what is your favorite mod? For the console players, what mod do you enjoy watching?
So that's a good balance in that question.
Yeah.
Want me to start?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I'm a sucker for Primal Fear.
Yes.
I've played three seasons of Primal Fear now on my channel. I love
Describe
the
it a
whole...
little bit because I've never heard of Primal Fear.
Oh,
So Primal Fear
That
is it's a complete dino overhaul mod, but it's more specifically based on certain tiers of dinos. So you can't just go out and tame yourself an apex dinosaur. You have to build yourself up for that, and it's all designed on a kibble tier system, which is how Ark originally was. So
Yeah,
you
Ark
have
did used to
to
be like
get
that.
vanilla dinos to lay eggs to make toxic kibble, toxic dinos to lay toxic eggs to make alpha kibble. So you can't just jump in and tame, like a super high level dinosaur. You got to work your way up from little creatures, bigger creatures, and then obviously the bigger, better creatures you get, the more advanced you get in the game, the better creatures you can go for, the bosses you can go for. And I believe there's 7 different boss tiers as well within Primal Fear. It's just an all-round overhaul experience that everyone should try at least once.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
I apologise to I forgot his name now. Picon
Pecan.
for butchering your mod, but
Yeah,
I
so
get it.
I think
And I
that
got
one
this
is
yesterday. You did a
probably
pretty good
my
job.
favorite too.
I remember I always liked watching Extinction Core. I think I used to watch a lot of like King Daddy Mac back in the day. But I remember Extinction Core specifically. I remember that was a really cool mod.
Actually, yeah, if we're talking
Wasn't
about
that the
old
one that had
mods-
the little people that would chase you?
Yes,
the
the
tribe
tribesmen.
members.
Yeah, the
yes.
tribesmen.
Ah.
If we're talking
And then you
old
had, like-
mods, Anunnaki Genesis by far. I loved watching people play it because I never had a PC at the time to play it. And then when I finally got one, Psycho was already working on Extinction Core. And then by the time I was actually fully able to play Extinction Core, he quit making Extinction Core. And so I got super sad and moved on to Primal Fear.
My favorite type of mods. Now, granted, again, I'm primarily a console player, so I don't typically play a whole lot of modded or anything. But I always love the Creature Edition mods. I don't remember who makes them, but the guy who does Arc Editions,
Garuga.
those are so Garuga. Those are so cool. I look forward to all the new releases from those.
Yeah, it's
And,
one of them mods I've never sort of played with. Again, I kind of stick to what I know. I'm a bit I'm a bit scared to try new stuff sometimes, especially because obviously I make content and I've got to be able to enjoy that mod for me to upload it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, I feel that. It's hard to make content on something you're not familiar with or at least enthusiastic about, you know.
YouTube.com/StevieLad87.
There you go,
Crazy's cracking for all your VR gaming needs. Just go.
You can find Captain Reptile on Twitch. You can find Blue Dragon on YouTube. On File on YouTube. There will be links in the YouTube video if Kraken does his job correctly.
What? I have a job? Oh no! If I can't just co-stuff this, I mean, how dare you?
You're not being paid, by the way. This is non-pay.
What? This is unacceptable. I'm not going to leave my trailer until I have another trailer. Okay, guys.
You get an upgrade. You get a trailer with 2 bedrooms.
Unless you get a trailer with Vin Diesel in it, I'm not coming out.
That's
you get one of those life-size posters of Vin Diesel in his little Arc 2 outfit.
Body pillow.
Oh no, I got one of those body pillows with the Vin Diesel.
Oh no.
Full duvet and curtain set.
Squeezes it and it says family.
Fun fact, my shower curtain, and it's been this for years, is shirtless Jeff Goldblum from that scene in Jurassic Park. For years!
That's completely acceptable.
It's not like a screen grab from the movie. It's like a painting, like a Renaissance painting of him shirtless with like his shirt like blowing in the wind. It's incredible.
Hey,
that's an antique.
That's completely acceptable. Yeah, you could sell that for a couple $1,000s.
Oh, it's beautiful. Amazon is a wondrous place.
It's a dangerous place.
It is a dangerous place.
Alright, we're wrapping this up before we get caught off guard with Vin Diesel, Jeff Goldblum.
Vin Diesel.
Kraken, say the outro.
Well, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to episode 2 of the Beach Bobcast Arc podcast. Very, very exciting to welcome Stevie and Blue Dragon into the world of the Arccast.
Thank you very much. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Make sure to leave comments for future topics going forward, or for feedback, either one. You can find us all on the links in the description because it's a lot of people to go through vocally, but yeah.